Hi, this is Melly from Gilding Lillies. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do a beading technique on a right leaning twist. So that's a 2-stitch cable that the left stitch leans over the front of the right stitch towards the right, a right twist. On my swatch here you'll see that I've already done 3 rows of the beading upright just on a simple stitch, and then I have a row here where I did the beading on a right twist, and I'm going to show you that technique. Just as a thought of explanation, my selvage here was curling up on me, and so I have weighed it down with approximately 47,000 of the Snarky Llama stitch markers because those are the only ones I own, but they're so lightweight that I had to put a bunch on there to do any good to weigh it down. They're great for marking, not so good for weighing. Sorry, Melissa. Okay, so let me get in position here to where I am going to do the right twist. And I did it before, let's see, on these 2 stitches, so I'll do it there again. I'm going to do the right twist on these 2 stitches, bringing the 2nd stitch on my left needle over the 1st stitch. Now my technique for doing that is a little odd, and I have a video on that if you want to watch, but this part will stay the same no matter how you actually do the beading, do the twist itself. So I'm stabbing and grabbing a bead onto my hook, which is a Clover Amour number 8, 0.9 millimeter. You can use up to a 1 millimeter. I use a 0.75 or a 0.9 for size 6/0 beads in Toho. For Toho 8/0 beads, I use a 0.6 hook, 0.6 millimeter. So I slipped my first stitch onto my right hand needle, and now I'm putting a bead on the 2nd stitch and putting it back onto the left hand needle and slipping my first stitch back again onto the left hand needle. And now I have my first stitch, my second stitch is beaded. So I'm going to pull my working yarn in front, catch just the front leg of that 2nd stitch, oops, dropped my yarn, and knit it, and then working yarn in back and knit the first stitch. So let me show you again. We'll do it over these 2, and I'm going to slip the first stitch, stab and grab my bead onto my hook, pick up the stitch, pop the bead off the hook onto the stitch and slide it down, slip my first stitch back on, working yarn in front, knit the front leg of the 2nd stitch, working yarn in back, knit the front leg of the 1st stitch, and come off. And you see I've done a right twist. So again, I'm going to do these 2 stitches we're going to twist, and so first stitch slides, slips off to the right, bead the 2nd stitch, slip the first stitch back again, working yarn front, and again, how you do a twist, you know, there's lots of methods, and you do whatever you're most comfortable with. This is how I do a twist. But the beading part is going to stay the same. You're going to have to slip that first stitch over, bead the 2nd stitch, and slip your first stitch back. And now you've got those 2 stitches that you needed to twist on the left needle where they need to be for you to begin whatever your technique is for twisting them. This is my technique. Catch that front leg of the 2nd stitch, working yarn in back, front leg of 1st stitch, and twist. And there is a video where I show that more slowly. I'll put a link on this page for you in the description. So I am beading the 2nd stitch, putting that 1st stitch back over there unworked, and then doing my twist technique. And that is pretty much how I do that. So if you'll notice, the beads are sitting on that front stitch, and so they kind of lean off towards the right because it's a right twist. So the beads are all angled this way. Okay, have a great day. Thank you.